Alright, so we separated three of the materials. That is
Aspirin.
That's aspirin.
This is
Excedrin, and this is sodium bicarbonate. The next thing we'll be doing is adding three different chemicals to each of the samples. In the first column, we'll be adding distilled water. The next one will be adding the universal indicator. The third one will be adding hydrochloric acid. And the last one will be adding the ferric chloride. It's going.
It looked neutral. I'd say it looks more neutral.
Somebody's got extra aprons in their drawers. Check your bottom drawers.
We might. It looks dark. And the two base.
Look around and see if it's yours.
That's
Mine that I ran, it didn't look like that. Probably not. Or maybe it could be, you could try with there.
Just do it across and then we'll just put it next to it.
Oh, okay.
We're going down the order.
So indicator, the first two kind of just mixed in with the color, but the last one turned blue. When we added the hydrochloric acid, our first compound, the aspirin, immediately hardened. The other one mixed but did not dissolve, but what was the last one?
The last one was sodium bicarbonate.
The sodium bicarbonate began to fizz up.
And then when we added the ferric chloride,
When we added the ferric chloride, nothing
solidified.
This one solidified.
Brownish color.
It turned brown. Then this one kind of did the same. It solidified, and it's like a gooey, and it turned purple. But when we added it to the sodium bicarbonate, again, it fizzed and turned into a dark orange color. Right. When we added the universal indicator to the aspirin, it turned kind of a yellowish orange color, indicating that it's between 5 and 6, which means it's acidic. When we added it to the Excedrin, it turned about the same color but a little bit darker than the aspirin, showing that it's a little bit more acidic than the aspirin. When we added it to the sodium bicarbonate, it turned a blue color, indicating that it's a base, probably around 9. Right, in these top 4 wells, we have the Alka-Seltzer, and in these bottom 4, we filled it up with the acetaminophen.
And we'll be adding the same 4 chemicals listed before.
Up close. It turned green at first,
It did turn green.
and then it switched to an orange.
Kind of a bright yellow. That's a definite orange.
This is the hydrochloric acid.
Not with the microscope. Unless the chemical tests don't.
And this is the ferric chloride. Ooh, it turned green.
And it's turning blue.
And I like absorbed color. That was weird.
It absorbed a bit and turned blue.
Alright, for the Alka-Seltzer, when we added the water, it just kind of bubbled and fizzed, just like you normally would think Alka-Seltzer would do. When we added the universal indicator, it turned kind of an orange color, indicating that it's an acid. And when we added the hydrochloric acid to the Alka-Seltzer, it bubbled and fizzed a lot more than it did with the water. And when we added the ferric chloride, it turned kind of a greenish yellow color and started bubbling and fizzing. Right, when we added the water to acetaminophen, it didn't really do much, but just kind of clumped together. It didn't really dissolve too much. And when we added the universal indicator, again, it turned kind of an orangish yellow color, indicating that it's a base, or an acid, my bad. And when we added the hydrochloric acid, it didn't really do anything at all, but just kind of sit there. And when we added the ferric chloride to the acetaminophen, it actually turned blue.
And it did harden too.
And it looks like it did harden. It's a little gooey. Right, for these two, we have two unknowns that we are trying to figure out what they are. We are going to do this by running the series of tests that we have been doing with all the other chemicals. Up here in the first 4 wells is the unknown sample 1, and down here in the second 4 wells is the number 2 unknown sample.
This is the distilled water.
B, it would tell you, the ferric chloride would tell you because it turned brown instead of turning. It's all different, all these. Are they really? How can you tell the samples? Oh, okay. They are literally like the exact same thing.
Oh, that one's sodium bicarbonate. Here's the hydrochloric acid. That one's alcohol.
And there's fish.
Right, here's aspirin. Ferric chloride.
Turn to pink. And fish.
Alright, through these tests we have figured out that the unknown sample 1 should be aspirin, because both when we added the ferric chloride to the unknown 1 and the aspirin, it's the only one that turned kind of a pinkish color, and also they are both bases. And
For our bottom, for sample 2, we concluded that it was sodium bicarbonate because the giveaway was the universal indicator turning it blue.
it was turned it into a base. And also when we added the ferric chloride, just like the sodium bicarbonate, it turned a dark orange and started bubbling and fizzing.